Assassin's Creed allocations were awful. Let's talk about supply cuts and what to do in those worlds. Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Today we are talking about allocations and supply cuts. The Assassin's Creed Universes Beyond set is coming out here in a few weeks, and we all just got our allocations from distribution on how many boxes we're getting and that kind of stuff. And boy, does it look rough. Before I get really into it, I want to tell you on Friday morning we're going to be live for the podcast May the Zoo be with you right here on the channel. I'll leave a link in the comment section where you can also suggest what we will talk about in our live episode for episode 100 of season 2. So make sure you join us at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for May the Zoo be with you, our Magic the Gathering podcast. So lots of fun. So let's get into talking about this Assassin's Creed. I'm going to come out and say I was very bearish on this set, and I want to acknowledge that at the front of the video so that when everybody says that in the comment section that I missed out, you're right, I did. I was bearish on the set. I did not like the tiny size of the set. Whenever a Magic set or any TCG has a small set size, it just makes opening product deteriorate the value of the cards pretty significantly. And I still think that will happen, especially on the singles side of Assassin's Creed. You're going to get almost every card in the set when you open a box. It's the same thing that happened with March of the Machine Aftermath, that kind of thing. Neither here nor there. I just want to acknowledge I was pretty poo-poo on the set, and now it's going nuts. I mean, box prices are like $380 on TCG Player. It's absolutely crazy, and that's because stores got completely cut on these products. I mean, I'm getting 1/6 of what I asked for, and I didn't ask for that much. I went very light on this set, and I still got absolutely wrecked. And this is after ordering a metric ton of Modern Horizons 3 and putting a lot of money into Magic this last couple months and year. And so it is a really tightly allocated set, and that's going to be really interesting. So I want to talk about this because supply is the name of the game in 2024. We saw this with Fallout. We're seeing it with Assassin's Creed. We've seen it all year with One Piece and Star Wars, and early last year with Lorcana, the early kind of releases of those games. Supply is a really important factor, and something that really changes your perspective as a consumer. When you can't get the cards from the new set that you like, that affects you, and it affects a lot of these games. It has a bigger effect on some of those smaller TCGs where they're really trying to grow and that kind of stuff. But from Magic perspective, I do know a lot of people who were frustrated that they never got to really open any Fallout set and collector packs and that kind of stuff. And so at the end of the day, supply, though, is the name of the game because all these companies were overprinting off of the what's it called, the pandemic hype, and the way that we were all spending money. All of them were overprinting, and now they have fixed that. And I do think that supply cuts are a good thing. I want to be out there and say that I think that these supply cuts are good. I don't think we necessarily need more Fallout collector packs, because you've got the commander decks. All the cards are readily available. Singles prices aren't going crazy. It's not like an insanely expensive thing to play, but they've added value back into the game by reducing the supply. I think this is good for the end user, the consumer, because your cards will inherently, actually have some more value. It's good for stores because product is moving and selling, and it's good for distro because product is moving and selling. At the end of the day, those supply cuts, I think, are a healthy thing in the market. That doesn't mean they're not frustrating, though. It's very frustrating as a business to not know if a product is going to be heavily allocated and cut like crazy. If I would have known that with Assassin's Creed, I would have wanted more product, right? Like it's very frustrating to never know what supply is going to be lowered. It was frustrating not getting any restock of Fallout, not getting a single box after initial release and never getting product. That was frustrating. but I do think at the end of the day, it's a good thing. So what do you do in these situations? Well, as a business, number one, I always honor pre-orders. This is really, really important for me. If you order something from my website, I want to make sure that I honor it and I get it for you, whether I have to buy it on the secondary market to get it to you or whatever I need to do. But pre-orders are that. And that's why I only ever sell about 1/10 of what I know I'm going to get or what I anticipate that I'm going to get. I never pre-order much more than that. And that's worked out pretty well for me. Even with Assassin's Creed, I didn't run into any issues of people buying product from my website that I won't have to fulfill. And I still have product to have some packs and stuff for locals and have some stuff to make sure it's a good release for my local store. For the gold wizards that support the channel in the Discord, we started doing pre-orders, which is a new thing because the gold wizard tier, it's not supposed to get you pre-orders, but I wanted to try it because I think I might have a tier that allows you to get pre-orders in the future at cost and that kind of stuff. And so we tried it. We'll have to lower some of the allocations. For people, the allocations that I got will be the allocations that they got. So if they ordered 12 boxes, they'll get 2 because, I got cut by 1/6. So that passes down to all the people who get stuff at distro cost from me. We're going to try that. This is why I don't like doing pre-orders for that kind of supporter tier because A, it doesn't work for me. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not a good thing for me that the highly anticipated, highly allocated product, I'm not going to get those boxes that people order. But it works long term because there's a support and people like that. But B, it just feels bad for everybody involved. I want to be able to provide boxes for people. And this is why I was very clear to everybody. This is going to be a heavily allocated thing. There's no guarantees. You don't have to put all the money up front. And no one's upset about it because of the way we handled it. We did it right. But it still feels bad when you think you might be getting something and then you don't. And I don't like being the person who has to deliver that bad news. But at the end of the day, I feel like we still ask this question, why not try it, right? Like, why not try to go into it? Why not try to continue to do some pre-orders? So we may do that in the future. But the least favorite thing about this whole thing is those who say, I missed out, who come to me and say, hey, Louie, I didn't pre-order, and now you're out of boxes. Now you're sold out. Is there any way you can get in? And this is one of the things that as a store owner is really frustrating because I love it when you pre-order. And those customers of mine who pre-order are some of my favorite because they are taking risk with me, right? They are taking that risk with me as they go forward and they pre-order. That's a huge risk. And so I like to try to help them out if they, for one reason or another, forgot to pre-order something and then I sold out and that kind of thing. But everybody always wants the highly allocated product. And it's really easy on your side of the wall to say, yes, I want this and I feel like I need it when you already know the price has gone to the moon. And it's really hard on my side of the wall to be like, man, yeah, you know what I want to do? I want to sell you that box at my previous pre-order price when now the market is going crazy with it. And the risk level that I had to take to get those boxes was extremely high. And the risk level on the consumer's end is so low now. It's a really weird dichotomy, and it's a really weird, interesting thing. Luckily, usually it doesn't matter, because like with Fallout, I didn't get any boxes anyway. There was nothing I couldn't even give them boxes if I wanted to. And we're running into the same problem with this. But for Star Wars, for One Piece, for all of these games, it's really hard to figure out what the best thing to do with those products are. I have a price in mind that I would love to sell product for at a pre-order price that's fair margins for me. It's MSRP for the person or a reasonable rate for the person. But after release, when you weren't willing to take that risk on pre-order, it feels a little weird on my side to be able to yes, I want to do those prices at what was previously suggested now that the market's in La La Land out here at crazy prices. It's a really weird world, and this new market that we're in creates these conversations and issues. And I think it also creates a conversation on your side of what to do with this. And I think this is where I get into the longevity of these products. Fallout is a prime example. It's a $700 box, $650 to $700 box. And Assassin's Creed could get out that way. I still am not convinced that the Assassin's Creed world is as big of a deal as Fallout. There's some people who have shared some evidence with me that suggests that maybe Assassin's Creed is bigger than Fallout, but I think the fan base of Fallout is much more in tune and intense than Assassin's Creed. Nevertheless, in a Fallout booster box at $650 to $700, I kind of ask this question, like, where can that really go? How far up the chain can that really get? And so buying those boxes and investing in those boxes seems a little bit, there's just no real long term, it's probably a decent investment. There's some potential there long term, but short term, there's so much risk in products like that at $700 a box that have already seen such a strong return from the market. And so I think what I suggest to people is don't look back on a product and say, man, I missed that. Because what happens is these FOMO cycles hit in. You're gonna have another product coming up that you're excited about. Just say, you know what, I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. And this time, I'm gonna pre-order a product well before the whole market catches up. And the Magic market is weird. People don't want things at all. Everybody hates something until all of a sudden one little thing shifts and now everybody wants it. And a thing that you hated 2 weeks ago, or you really didn't want 2 weeks ago, now that the value's up, all of a sudden everybody wants it. And I think this goes back to this idea of don't look back and regret, and instead just say, hey, what's next that I can look forward to so I don't make that mistake again? Because there's always something else coming out. So anyway, very interesting to see the world changing with the way that allocation and supply is. And I really think Assassin's Creed, there's not a whole lot of floor for it now. I mean, it could go down in price from like the 380s to something more, reasonable, like 275, 300. That could happen, but there's not enough supply of this to go below that, in my opinion. It's absolutely crazy how little boxes, Fallout 2, it's absolutely crazy how little Fallout exists in terms of the collector boxes and that kind of stuff. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Hopefully you have yourself a fantastic day. Just a reminder, we're streaming on Sunday for the May the Zoo Be With You 100th episode at 9 a.m. Have a great day. Be kind to the people around you.